Welcome to the hub of Folkestone Park, overlooking the amazing brickfields, where obviously it's been a season of a bit of everything. It's been up and down, it's had highs, it's had lows, it's had all the stuff in between. So we're going to chat it out, we're going to talk about the season just gone, and we're going to talk about what's to come.
Awesome, look forward to it.
Right, mate, let's go from the beginning. I'm just going to give you a couple of stats.
Yeah, mate, go on in.
And then you can, if I said these stats to you and you, at the beginning of the season, what would your reaction be? So, 4th in the league, 10-game winning streak, second best travellers in the league. Sounds like a good season?
Yeah, mate, I think I'll definitely take in that, especially the away form. I think that's where we kind of really wanted to focus going into this year. I mean, we're always pretty decent at home, and we have a really good record here in front of the home fans. But to be second best travellers in the league sounds really good, and hopefully we can kick on from that next season.
So, at the beginning of this season, your recruitment process for the season just gone. Young squad, no loan players at the beginning of the year. What was the thought process with your recruitment going into the season?
We had quite an aging squad, I think, when I first come into the club. Some boys are unbelievable servants for the club and been here for quite a long time, but I think sport moves fast, doesn't it? And I think over the last couple of seasons we've kind of tried to go after local talent, guys who are around from Devon who might have gone away, played some high-level uni rugby, or maybe not quite made it out of academies into first-team squads around the Premiership, and wanted to give those type of guys an opportunity, and to bring. I think we've done that over the last 2 seasons. If you look at the squad, I think the back line, we've got some very young boys in there, and guys like Jago Shepherd, who we've brought in. I mean, he was a Campbell last season, but very ambitious young player, like 19, and he started pretty much most of the games going to the second half of the season. So that's the type of profile we wanted to go after, and obviously with a few of the extra boys coming in second half of the season, Ethan and Izzy just strengthened that. So it's I think for us as a club to have not to be reliant on anyone outside is really important, and I think we're really developing a nucleus of a really strong squad, and a squad that can be together for the next 4 or 5 years easily.
Do you think there was a bit of a risk when you're bringing in so many young players?
Not exactly a risk. I think it was a necessity. I think more than anything, we want to be ambitious. We want to bring the club on as quick as we wanted to, as quick as we could, and young lads bring a lot of energy and bring a lot of ambition. And I think especially the guys we brought in at the start of this season, guys like Ben Mower, Harry Legg, guys of that ilk have kind of come in and really boosted the squad, not just in terms of energy but quality as well. So it's been you could say it's a little bit of a risk because they're a bit of an unknown, especially coming from uni rugby or academy rugby into men's rugby. But I think a lot of them have made the transition fantastic.
And then obviously pre-season done, going to the first 2 games of the season. Really close first game, lost by just I think it was a couple of points in the first game. Second game away to Dings, took a bit of a beating, took a bit of a pasting, yeah. Can we say? At that point there, was there any like, this ain't going to work out?
No, not really. I think you're worried when nothing's working. You know,
Yeah.
in periods of the game, we were really, really good. And it was about linking linking little parts of the game up. I think when you bring in young guys as well, and you haven't got too much experience or leaders on the field, when things aren't going so well, they try and chase it a little bit too much, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time. But there's points in the game, especially when I think when you get into men's rugby and when you got big packs and teams that want to squeeze you when the weather comes in and things like that, you got to try and manage those minutes in the game. And I think we got so much better than that. I think you've seen our performances or our results as well got a lot better as the season went on. I think that was brilliant. I mean, you have to go through those games. You've got to learn.
But Dings was a different beast, right? They had a lot of players who play Prem playing for them in that game.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of the nature of the beast of this league as well. I think if you want to compete at the top end of the league, a lot of teams either got a bigger budget or they get some very good quality loan players. And I think on that day, I think Bristol had 10 to 11 players. Dings had 10 to 11 players. So I mean, I called it Bristol. But yeah, I mean, it is difficult when it comes to that when you're playing against professional players. And But I think it was a bit of baptism of fire, and going forward, I think games like that only serve as a positive because you actually got something to review, and something to get better at. And I think so other games, if you're winning a lot and playing really, really well, it's great to pat everyone on the back. We don't really learn much in those type of games. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a nice feeling at the time.
I was going to say
especially after pre-season when you're so excited, and think, oh, look at our young team. Then we didn't play very well here against Sale first. That was disappointing.
Yeah, was it 1 point loss maybe?
I think Sale did really well. Yeah. It was horrendous weather as well, so we didn't manage it as well as we wanted to.
Wasn't it? I remember that was my first game, and I remember just standing in the rain, which was like
kick chase.
This is fun.
I think Sale played one phase and blasted the ball, and to be fair, I think they tactically beat us.
Did what they needed to do.
And then went away to Dings and. It wasn't panic stations. I mean, it's first 2 games of the league. It's first 2 games of the season. But after the high of kind of pre-season, I thought we did really well. We're in a really good place, and then you lose the first 2 games. It's a bit of a reality check. Think, oh, what have we done? Have we done this right? But I think it's good that we got some experienced guys in the coaching side as well now.
I'd say were they trying to just ground the players and say, hey, don't worry, we've got a long way to go yet?
No, it was a bit of that, but there is frustrations as well, isn't there? I mean, there's things that we spoke about that we didn't really manage too well, especially going away from home. But I mean, guys with Aaron Jarvis who come in, obviously Welsh international, played a long career, 15 to 20 years of professional, so. There's a lot of experience. Jamie Salt has been at the club, played at the club. I think he's got over 200 games, 250 games.
Not bad stats, then, is it? Really?
So easy. I mean, we know what the club's about, you know. And, they know the players, and we want that consistency as well. It's not someone just bringing a load of guys in and they don't know the history and they don't know the connection to the club and things like that. So that's what we're trying to build. And after 2 games, it was frustrating. Don't get me wrong, but we saw enough quality in the squad that we knew we'd grow through the year.
But the next 2 games were wins, so it puts you 2-2. So you kind of
we always got to
ride those roles.
That's something we need to work on going to next season, having a bit of a better start. We always maybe have a 50% win streak going into that first month or 2. So it's definitely.
I guess if you have got a young squad though, a lot of these guys, this league is renowned for you're playing against either really good young players or older players that have played for a really long time and got loads of experience. So for the young guys coming in, it's kind of like a baptism of fire for a little bit with certain teams.
I mean, it was, I mean, a lot, especially when you come out of uni rugby, I think, I'm not saying it's better or worse. I think it's very different, a uni environment or an academy kind of second team game in Premiership where everyone's just trying to show what they can do. And you go to national leagues where teams are going to win the game, aren't they? It's not about personal performance. So it is definitely a little bit different, but I think we got the balance right, I think, going throughout the season.
Might touch back on this next stage, but I feel when I look back at the season, I feel the next period of the season was probably could have made or broke the team because you had 5 games in a row then, all losses. I know that was tough on you, so I hate to bring it back up again.
No, it's good. Again, it's learning from the coach as well.
They were. One of them was the first one I think was Sedgley, and that was a convincing loss.
Sedgley away, yeah. Sedgley away.
And then the next ones after that, 5 points, 1 point, 4 points.
And it gets top 4 as well, wasn't it? I think they finished up.
And they weren't even like, they've ran the last 15, 20 minutes of the game and been up by 5 or whatever. Try disallowed down in that corner.
Against Rams,
against Rams, a missed kick.
Rotherham away.
And there were all these little moments where
there's a few areas off the field that less in that one.
You could have easily, in the last seconds and minutes of those games, won all 5 of them. But that's you're on the back end of it. That must have been a tough period.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, especially after you lose the first 2, then you win a couple, and then you end up losing 5 on the back, and then you're looking at the league. Then you know, what's kind of happened. But I think the quality of the opposition that we played against. I mean, Rams were flying at that time, and that's who we lost at home. Then we had Rotherham away, obviously finished really well. And then Richmond,
Roslyn.
And then obviously went on to win it, and then Roslyn come second. So we had that block twice. And I think the second time where we think around April, wasn't it? That we not April.
You had to play all 5 again.
Yeah, we had to play all
Yeah,
five
we'll get on to that for sure.
But I mean, if you look at, it was really tight, and we come out of that with a bit of confidence because we knew we can compete at the top end of the league, and a few, I'd say 3 of those games we should have won. I think maybe you could say Richmond, who I think when
that was tough because that was 5 points, I think.
5 points, 2015.
And then after that, Richmond just went on this crazy run. Well, no one was coming anywhere close to them.
No, they're a good side. They got a lot of experience, and I think they're very well deserved winners of the league. But I think below that, we competed in every game. Yeah. And I think that was the pleasing thing. I know we ended up losing quite a few, but it was when you actually reviewed it, look back, and they actually brought the boys together a little bit more. I think.
I was going to say because as a team, you're either going to go, this is ridiculous, and you're going to throw your toys out the pram, or you're going to come together. Was it the players that did that, or was it the staff that did that?
I think that's what's really pleasing for us this year. I think the players, especially going through the season, they really took a lead. I think Jack was really, really good. Herbie coming back in, Herb Stubble coming back in after a year away. I thought he was fantastic on and off the field, talking in the change room. Angus as well, those type of guys really, we haven't really got a main leader, you know, right. Like in terms of, he's at the club all the time and he can push things, because the older guys like Herb, Pulley, these type of guys they got jobs, haven't they, you know, and they got families and things like that, so it's difficult in that sense. But I think those guys were invaluable in that period, and when we kind of come out of that, and we knew we played well in those games as well, it wasn't that we got pumped, it was tight. There's a few decisions, maybe again experience, that we could have managed the game better in certain areas, but it was positive for us, because you look at those teams and the players that they got some fantastic, and they're good squads, and we were looking at our back line and it was average age of 20, 21.
Yeah, as I say, you got a young team,
really well, so it was a positive more than anything, and as I said, the lads really stuck together and come out the other end of it.
It must be difficult, because you come to training the next week and you're like, right, this is a game that we're going to turn this around, and again you just lose. You just lose. And there must have been a point, that first game when that streak ended and you got that win, and it was like weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's strange. I think the more you play in the league, there's a lot of games, isn't there? You know, and I think especially it might be guys away, or we were not at the start of the season, but you get loan guys who maybe on loan drag back.
Well, this is a period when they came in, isn't it? 2 loan players.
So we struggled a little bit of consistency. We had boys coming in and out of the squad quite a lot, and obviously when you don't get that, you don't get that level of consistency and performance. And I think once we started to get a nucleus of the boys, especially in the forward pack, back on their feet and playing regularly together, you started to get that consistency and performance week on, week out. And then that kind of makes you grow a little bit when you start to realise, I mean, little things coaches can't really coach. It's more about, if you're on the field, you kind of know what that guy's going to do before he's going to do it. He's going to carry on, he's going to can't get his arms through, and then you can run off, and you get these little partnerships, these little link up, and I think it took a while to develop. Yeah. But I think the rugby that we was playing towards that second half of the season, we played some fantastic stuff, and it definitely bodes well, and it's exciting for going into next season.
Yeah, I was going to say, it does look like an exciting team. It looks like a team that loves to move the ball, that loves to play rugby the right way. I know that sounds weird, because they like to play it in the right way, and when they do win and when they do lose, they kind of do it while looking pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you want. I think rugby, it's an entertainment at the end of the day, isn't it? People go there to be entertained, and I think again, after COVID, when I first kind of come into the club, it was Plymouth were a very set-piece oriented team. They massive packs and big boys in the front five, want to get more scrum, want to kick you into the corner, good kick chase, and which it suited the profile team there, you know. And I don't think me, Jarve and Salts want to play that type of rugby. I think you have to have that aspect, especially.
I was going to say, I still see a lot of corner kicks.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
you're really good from the set piece.
You have to have that as a string to your bow, obviously, especially when it gets around December, January, February. It's you got to have a big old pack to be able to drive teams around. But we want to be a team that's got threats everywhere and be able to play different ways and adapt against opposition. I think we've got the profile players to do that first and foremost now, which is nice. But we've got guys who are really buying into that.
Yeah.
and starting to realise decision making, the knock-on effect. I mean, we can't play 15, 20 phases in our half and expect our front five to be able to run that, then knock the ball on, then make them scrum if there's a penalty, then kick into the corner. It's tough in the front five. So we're finding that balance. I think Harry Legg at 10 was really, really good at that, and him coming in, I think, has really developed as a player. He's got sky's the limit for the guy as well.
To be fair, what you said there kind of reminds me, I see comments on it on social media, and it's normally with rugby players.
Yeah.
It's normally like, the big lads doing all the hard work, then the little boys look good.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is.
And it's always, there's always an ongoing joke with that.
Oh, I think it's the forwards win the game and the backs decide how much. That's how much by. That's pretty much.
And if you can get them both working together,
exactly,
then you're laughing.
You're carving, aren't you? But I think as a forward pack, we've got better again. Our set piece, I think we struggled with that at the start of the year. Our line, I think we're only 60-70%, and if you're giving 6 to 8 possessions away, 30-40 metres out from the opposition's line, you're making it hard for yourself, aren't you? So I think once we started again, that got a lot better going towards at the end of the season. So that was a big positive for us, and I think a lot of parts of our game were starting to link up and gel. And I think,
well, I say that's when the fun really started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's when you win games, that's where the fun starts, isn't it? It's nice. So always nice to win games. Sorry, shoe fell off.
Sorry, runs out of camera because the shoe fell off.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah,
that's when the fun started.
Yeah.
Like that was when you didn't know what was going to come, but every game there's a win. There's a win, and it kept building and it kept building. And all of a sudden, before you know it, 6 games in a row, 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. Fans are loving it. The players are loving it. Everyone's on this high. 10-game winning streak. 3 games off of what is the best winning streak of the most recent years. And that was an unbelievable period.
Yeah, well, again, I think the start of the year, which we talk about, was disappointment when we're losing those little tight games. When you can kind of review, and then the boys, again, really bought into it, where every time we did a Tuesday review, we could see why we lost it. Little points in the game or decision making that might have just flipped against us, and we flipped that script a little bit. Yeah. And then I think when we were winning those tight games, that brings confidence. And when you kind of review that again and say, look, guys, this was a big moment in the game, and you made a good decision here, blah blah blah, and they start to see the winning formula a little bit more, and everyone as a squad starts to see that.
And they're all having great fun when they're winning.
Yeah, of course.
Right, everyone's having great fun.
It's like, I don't want to play too structured. It's like, well, if you're winning, lads, no one cares if you're
I think I've got a picture of Joel. I think it was Joel especially. I think I've got 10 photos of
like
it.
that, was he?
No. At the end of every game, first one was like that.
Yeah.
Second one was like that. And every game, I was like, I hope we don't get over 10 because he's going to start struggling.
But it was, to be fair to the guys, they were brilliant in that period. It was one of those games where one of those periods where you're in a flow, and you kind of always thought you're going to win the game, especially if it's like tight or you're in control. You always thought you had enough to go and win the game, and it was definitely. In previous years, our away form was the thing that we struggled with. It was, and I think this year, you say that we're second best travellers is a huge jump from we.
I'm not sure what breaks that down. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure what breaks
point to either.
Yeah, you got the fanciest bus or something.
Yeah, it might be. A few more beers drunk on the way over. I think the boys will win that. But it was good. Yeah, it was really, really good. And I think when you can start to show guys like what you've been talking about for 2-3 months. Certain areas of the field, then you can actually show them, say, look, that's why you won the game. Or look, this is a really good decision. This was a lot better than we did this in this previous game. Yeah. And then you start to see the winning formula. Boys get confident in the plan.
They didn't seem overconfident though.
No. I mean, you can't be in this league either. I mean, that's what I really like about National 1. It's such a competitive league. Anyone can kind of beat anyone. So
how do you keep them grounded though? To not go.
You don't, mate. You don't. They just fly around on their nuts, and they most of the boys. So it's you kind of.
You just gotta hope that they're humble enough.
Let them enjoy it, and yeah, exactly. I think you get humbled. That Richmond game humbled us quite a bit.
Yeah, we weren't quite getting to that one, but you know
that's what humbled us a little bit. So. I don't think it needs me to do it. Rugby usually got a way of doing that for you, I think.
Yeah, that 10-game period, honestly, I think it was just so nice being a part of that. I think for the fans, for staff, for the players, for you guys, like that 10-game streak was unbelievable. Everyone was talking about it outside of just this club as well. And in the press, it was everywhere. And you know, it was just great. To see. Like, it must be like when you get to that period, you come home from a day's work, you know, and you come home and you sit down and you go, got another one.
It's more for generally it's for the boys. I'm really happy for them. I think you get really frustrated with them as well. Don't get me wrong, but it's they were fantastic. I think that, especially as you said, because we didn't have a great start, to be able to get that period in, and for the fans that turn up every week, between 1,000 2,000 of them every week, it was really nice to repay them as well. But it was just nice to see the boys really enjoying their rugby, coming in on a Tuesday, wanting to be here, you know, especially when the weather is most where it's not the best. And then we get out and lads enjoying it. It makes training so much easier.
You sound like a dad of like 30 emotional teenagers.
Oh, I think I'm more emotional than most of them. I think they'll let you know that as well. But no, it is, you do, don't you? You kind of really care about what they do, especially rugby-wise. But
I've got a vibe of what you like after games, though. Like, cause I normally message you after the game, and I will soon know by the response, or how long the response takes, of what sort of mood that you're in.
I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. It's something. I'm sometimes not sure if it's too positive the way I am after games, but it's. I mean, this is what we wanted is people who really care about it, you know, and that's what we got in the change room at the moment. I think at the club, especially people off the field and on the field, we care about it, and the lads know that, and the boys that we brought in as well. I think everyone's really bought into the ethos of it. And it is a family-run club. It's an old club. It's got a lot of tradition. I mean, you look in the clubhouse, you see all the dates and the history of it and where it used to be. And we want to bring the boys. This group really want to bring the club back to where it was.
You want to put another banner on the wall, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We want it to be a professional club again. And I mean, you look at the facilities and what it looks like. It is a club built to be professional.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting times.
Talking on your emotion before we move on to the next period.
I'll just skip that, mate. I'll try to push it.
When I'm wandering around the pitch and I'm doing some filming here and there, and I go, "Where's Ryan? I want to find Ryan. I want to get a picture of Ryan." And one time you're in a lorry.
Yeah.
Next time you're in a van.
I can't keep.
I've seen you up here before, looking out the window. Sometimes you're behind the bench.
Yeah.
I never know where you are.
Hiding most of the time. No, yeah, I know. I can't keep still, mate.
Is that because you want to be involved?
That's the biggest. Yeah. That's the biggest problem with coaching is the transition from playing to coaching, and I think me and Jarve speak about it quite a lot on Salts, is because when you're playing, you've got control on the game. You can do something, you can adjust something, whatever. But coming away from that, you've done your work on Tuesday, Thursday.
I've seen you training, mate. There's nothing stopping you. Just put a little kit on.
5 minutes.
On you go.
Dad. 5 minutes.
Sometimes it's.
I'm alright in handling drills now. I can't run. That's the problem. I'm alright in handling drills and stuff. But I mean, it's just one of those where it's like, right, it's all on the lads.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part of transition, I think, from coach. But I'm getting a lot better at it. I think I got a lot of trust in the boys now. I think, as I said, having that consistency of the squad that you bring. So we've had a nucleus of the squad for 2-3 years now, and I think we're keeping most of the boys. So that's really
we'll get on for that as well.
Keeping most of the boys, so that'd be exciting. And the trust, I think, in coaches to the players and vice versa is growing every month.
But that's from player 1 to player 5, because you had a lot of injuries as well. You know, Herbie was out, Angus was out, Craig was out, Reese was out. These were all key players to the lineup. So the depth of the squad that's been created here, you wouldn't know that there's issues. You wouldn't know that there's main guys out, at times, because at this 10-game winning streak, you missed at some point probably 5 to 6 players consistently throughout that period, but you're still grinding out wins.
And it goes back to saying the profile of the team. We want to bring in young guys who are really ambitious, and I think when you lose those type of senior players in the team, and you can replace. So I think Ben Moe has been fantastic this year. Very similar profile to Herb, but 10 years younger.
Yeah, because Herb was out at the beginning of the season, wasn't he? And he came back, then he was out again for a period.
Yeah. So Herb had a couple of knocks, but I mean, he's been fantastic this season as well when he's been involved. Angus has been great. I mean, in this league, you've got to build a squad. It's obviously a lot of the focus goes on the starting 15, starting 20 that go out there on Saturday, but I think over the period of the year, you got to have 25, 30 guys who you can step up, especially if you want to be challenging in the top 4, top 3 of the league. You got to have a lot of depth in the squad. It's a physical league.
So brought in a couple of loan players. Ethan's done phenomenal. Izzy's done fantastic as well. Both those guys coming over from Exeter. Brought in one other loan player, and I want to touch on it because he came in, caused loads of hype. Played one game, and we didn't get him anymore. Paul Brown, and now he's one of the probably the most improved players in the Premiership.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, Paul was he come the season before, to be fair, he come down for a few games towards the end of the last season, and he was brilliant for us then. He's a huge athlete, breaks a lot of tackles, and nicest guy you'll ever meet as well. I think he's brilliant for the environment. He come in, really bought into everything we were doing, and he'll go a long way. Paul got a lot of potential.
Well, I think all these articles which are going out there about him in a minute, I think Albion and he maybe need a bit more credit for it.
3 games, mate. I think we had him for 3 games. I don't think I'll take it if you want me to. But no, I think I think it's down to his attitude and his hard work, mate. He's a really good boy, Paul, and he's welcome back here anytime he wants to come back.
I bet. Talk about other players, so loan players as well. One that came back from loan after Christmas. Has now scored 9 tries. The last 2 games scored 7 tries. Bobby Wigan on fire. Unbelievable. What happened? What's how has that worked out?
He's only still 19, so he might have just turned 20. Bobby's he's a perfect story to how we wanted to build what we're trying to do here. He come in, he's local lad. I think he don't live too far away from here. Didn't quite make the starting academy type of gold academy stuff at Exeter or whatever, and he come here, did a bit of pre-season where he's playing local rugby. You can see he's got a lot of potential, really quick, great footwork. And then the season after that, he was like saying, what do you want me to do? And I think we needed to prove that he could play in national leagues.
Yeah.
And we got a really good relationship with a lot of clubs around here, and he went down to train at Red Roofs. Did about 6-7 games down there. So he did Monday, Tuesday with us. Went away with Red Roof to get some game time, and I think he did really, really well there. I think he played 4 or 5 games.
Right. He done well enough for you to call him back.
Yeah,
scoring his first game back.
And then Craig went away with Navy.
Yeah.
So I thought we want to give Bobby a crack and give him.
It's already paid off, hasn't it?
Yeah, and he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's come in. He's pretty much one of the first names on the team sheet now. So all credit to Bobby. But I mean, that's the type of strategy or the pathway that we wanted to bring in. Local lads who are really good young players and maybe develop a little bit later than other guys. And then he's come back and training with us. Obviously it helps, and then he goes play, gets his game his game time, so he's game ready, and he's come back in. He's been absolutely brilliant, really bought in, young player, ambitious, wants to get better.
It's exciting to watch, as an entertainment thing for fans.
He's like the Albion Jason Robson, isn't he? He gets the ball. He's really good, he's a small lad, but really, really strong, powerful, really coachable as well. And he's a really good lad. So I think that's the type of guys you want in the environment. And as I said, Bobby's been top, and I'm sure he'll go on and do a lot better this next season as well.
So talking about players, another player who has made an impact for Albion for many years and has continued to this year, Dan Pullinger. Testimonial game coming up. Actually, by the time this interview is out, his testimonial game would have been done. He's been obviously great on and off the pitch for you guys this season.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, Pully. He's a really, really good player. I think Albion's been lucky to have him for so long. I think he could definitely win and played a bit of a higher level, but as Pully likes his home comforts, he's been a stalwart here for 10 years. His testimony was fully deserved, but I think he's only 29, so he just turned 30, I think. So everyone thinks
I have veteran in like mid-30s.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's been here a long time, and he's still only just turned 30. So he's got some decent years left in him if he wants to do it. But he's a really good player, but he's like an all-round modern prop. Really good skills. He can scrum. He's quick. He's a good carrier. Understands the game maybe too much. He understands the game, so he knows where to hide as well. Sometimes we have to keep on. We got to keep on top of Pully. We got to keep on top of.
Well, just once. Give me 5 minutes, but I don't want to come off.
He's clever player.
Right. Okay.
He's been outstanding for us for a fair few. Since I come in, I'm not going to speak about the last 3 seasons. He's been one of those guys don't say much, but when he speaks, people listen.
Yeah.
And he's obviously really passionate about the club. He's a quiet lad. Don't really pipe up too much, but he's Plymouth through and through, and we're very lucky to have him, and it'd be great to have him for another season, which keep trying to drag him out as long as he.
I'm sure when people listen to this now, you would have stepped on the pitch again.
Yeah,
as part of his testimonial, you are in one of the teams.
Though, isn't it? It's tagged, though, isn't it?
It is tagged, but you still have to run.
Yeah, that's the problem. Big problem. Big problem.
Hopefully none of the boys have gone, do you know what, here's my chance to get one on Lammy and turn it from tag into a bit more physical.
I'm sure. If you want to.
I know, I don't want to talk in past tense too much, but you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, mate. It'd be good fun. I've not played a game on Brickfield, so it'd be nice to have a little run around. I'll have to make sure I got my wits about me.
Someone's going to get.
I'll get my dinner. I'll get my dinner suit on, and then see if I can play some shape. But no, it's a great day for Pulley, I think.
Yeah,
and it's great to represent him. Because as I said, he's put some fantastic.
He's just one of those guys that even if you're not involved in rugby, you kind of tend to know who he is.
Yeah, mate. He's a local legend now.
Yeah, and you just put Dan Pullinger and Plymouth Albion together.
Yeah, exactly. So he's pretty much what epitomises what Albion is. But I think him and Herb, obviously.
Yes, Herbie as well. Yeah.
Dan Cotter, who obviously stopped playing this year. They've been around for a long period of time, and hopefully we keep Pulley and Herb for a few more years. Which I think they're quite excited when you bring that youth in. They kind of hopefully brings the energy up with them a little bit.
Well, yeah, both of them would have been announced by now as well, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be it's great to keep them. And yeah, as I said, it'd be really good to go out there and play a bit of Pulley. I think he's quicker than me now. I think that's the problem.
I'm hoping. Say at this point,
I'm a pivot, mate.
I would have already seen you taking him out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for a trip him. Just grab his ankles or something like that.
He's smart, as I said, so he understands what I'm trying to do. So we'll see if I can get into him. But no, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and fully deserved for Pulley. He's had a great year again as well. I think him and Jensen at tight end is been huge for us, where we can kind of rotate them. They've both been playing fantastically well, and
both committed to next season as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think the front five in this league is really, really important, and to have those two guys to be able to renew again, and they complement each other well. So it's a great combo.
Yeah, and talk about next season. So obviously, numerous guys have already re-signed, quite a few more to be announced. So and some new players. What's the recruitment strategy for the season coming?
Really similar as has been in previous seasons. I think we're still going for young, ambitious guys. I think we've signed a couple of guys who've got fair for a bit of experience in the championship this year, but still young, and kind of see the plan and the vision that we're trying to do here over the next 2 or 3 seasons. So that'd be really exciting. And I'm really happy with the squad as it is. I'm not going to lie. I think we're building every year. If we can add three or four bit of quality to create that competition again, and make sure everyone's trying to get better week into week out, I think we'll be in a really good spot, and we're happy with the business we've done over the summer. Hopefully get a couple more over the line, but it's an exciting time, really exciting.
Obviously, partway through the season, say the loanees coming in, the relationship with Chiefs building. Is that going to be something we're looking at this season? Is there going to be numerous loan players available to us?
I think they got some really exciting young players, haven't they, Chiefs? And I'm sure there'll be guys coming in now because of their Premiership Cup, and they want those guys to get some experience with them as well. But it's just another string to add to our bow, and to be add those six to eight lads of real quality and fitness as well, and they're very conditioned. So it'll only add to the quality of our squad, and again, it's really exciting time. We want to be challenging. I mean, we've gone 11th, 5th, 4th again, and to break into that top 4, we want to be challenging the top of the league next season. So,
and that's the ambition.
Yeah, of course it is. I think we always spoke about it. I think over as a club and senior guys in the squad, we make no bones about it. We want to kick on, and we want to get promoted to the championship. And with this new Tier 2 or whatever they're going to call it, it's exciting. It kind of gives you that pathway to get there, gives you a target, and I think we've done it the right way as a club and as a squad. That we have the run before we can walk. We've built it slowly and not exceeded, stretched ourselves out too much. And I think that's why we went after like the young lads, ambitious guys who maybe not so much maybe money focused, but they're more about getting better and wanting to play the highest level they can. And I'm sure if we keep this squad together, we do as well as we think we could. That's when the money starts to come in. So that's the carrot I've been sending to the boys. But yeah, it's an exciting time, mate, genuinely. And I think obviously with all the work going on around Brickfields and with the Argyle Trust, they'll be building their Category 2 academy here, and we got our 4G at the top and the 3G relayed, and obviously there's leisure centre we're sat in now that's been refurbished. So it's it's definitely an exciting time to be part of the club, and we want to make sure we do ourselves justice.
2 more bits I want to touch on before we finish off. One, I forgot to mention earlier, but we'll talk about kind of it now. Is there any standout points for you throughout the season which you can really look back and go, yeah, either that was like a really positive thing, or it was a bit of a what the heck moment, or anything like that? Any like?
Well, I'll tell you what was really, I mean, because
I've got one I'm going to throw your way in a minute, but we'll see what you come up with.
It was those blocks, and we played as I say, the top end of the league. I think when we played that 4 or 5 game stretch against the 4 Rs, really, isn't it? Rams, Roslyn, Richmond, and the other one, Rotherham. They were almost one of the most consistent teams in the league. And then when we lost 4, and then when we played them again. And we went Rams a win away, Rotherham we won at home, and I think we were in control of those games quite convincingly. And then obviously the Richmond was a little bit of a humbling, as we said, but then we were really competitive against Roslyn. So those games kind of show you that you're going in the right direction. I know it's strange to say sometimes after a hiding at Richmond, it was the way they reacted to it after, and then we ended up getting three really good wins.
I've never been so nervous on that game there. To message you straight after that game said, "Hi Ryan, can I have a quote, please?"
No, man, that's all right. I mean, it's gutting because this is the other thing about being a coach. You kind of think, what went wrong in the week? You kind of think, what did I plan right? Was this wrong? And
how long does it sit on you for?
Well, until you watch the next game, really, mate. Until you do the review, it kind of sits on anything because it either reaffirms what you thought in the game, or it changes your opinion. You know, and then you kind of accept it a lot more after you watch the game back on the Sunday, Monday. But yeah, I mean, like again, though, you got to go through those things, those type of trials and tribulations to get better as a coach and as a player as well. So it's a learning curve for everyone.
On a fun note, you got any like laugh out loud moments throughout the season that have made you sort of go
laugh out loud? Laugh out loud is a
could be
not sure if I can tell you on
like
camera.
Ones you can tell me.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can tell you on camera. Jensen always makes me laugh. I think he makes everyone laugh. When he got through against Rotherham, when he did the big bump and he went. When he got that bit viral, that was a funny moment.
That's a contents creator dream. That
yeah, definitely. and the one where Ben Mower made a break and he kicked over the top, and it looked like he was running, and he started running in treacle about 30 yards out from the trial, and then Craig just ended up coming steaming past, and that was quite good. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good fun times in the season. But maybe not something I can say out loud.
My wow moment, I don't know how you felt about this day, Storm Darla.
Oh yeah, the DMP, brutal. 700
fans.
Yeah.
Goalpost doing this.
Yeah, just good to get through that one.
Yeah. When you came down onto the pitch, and I had a moment, it was Tom Putt. He comes around and he picks up his grass and he drops it all, and as I look around, came up, he picked his grass off of the floor, he held it in the air and just went
straight in the eyes, blind.
How did you feel coming down here, walking onto the pitch?
I thought it was going to be called off.
And just like, we got playing this?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be called off, but to be fair, the ground actually held up all right, and DMP obviously travelled a long way. And it was definitely playable, and they were keen to get it on, and I thought we managed that game really well.
Because first half, you guys are like, push with the wind behind you. And then the second half, it was like, let's hang on.
Yeah, let's just keep all the ball as long as we can. No, it was really good. I think, again, that was a really good learning curve, because we were off the back of a few defeats, I think.
Yes, it was, yeah.
And then when that kind of, we thought it might be a bit of a leveler and be a bit of a difficult game, but I think the boys controlled it really well, and we just had to get through it, and again, it was a really good learning curve, but brutal weather, wasn't it, mate? That's the worst weather I've seen, I think, playing in a game.
It's just like, I've seen this video that the bloke's just doing it.
Yeah, like
Tom Putt was kicking in
Joel's head, the ball's going different sides. But yeah, so no, it was brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Won't be doing that again, hopefully.
Off the pitch, attendances have been going up. Fans have been coming in, and the crowds have been growing. Obviously, because of the performance you guys are putting in. How's it been with the fans this season?
I mean, they're always awesome, mate. Genuinely, it's you get 200. Well, you get a fair few to travel away as well.
Yeah.
It heard them really a lot on Saturday at Sail Away. So yeah, we're really privileged. The boys love playing in front of them. We understand that, like for us as well, it's a big part of a lot of people's lives in Plymouth. So we want to perform, and we want that connection between the club, the players, and the fans. And I think we're building that really nicely, and I hope the fans feel that as well. We really appreciate it, and I think, last game of the season here at home against East, I think it was over 2,000.
Over 2,000, which has happened twice now this season.
Yeah, fantastic.
Because we had the St. Luke's Men's Day Out, which was over 2,000, which is the funniest game for me, crowd spotting. Yeah, when I look for photos, I'm walking around and there's guys dressed up as plug sockets. Yeah. Like, it was just the strangest thing.
Good fun, mate. Yeah. It's good crack. But yeah, again, like, we just want that connection. Yeah. And the more people we can get here, the better atmosphere is, the better boys play, because it is a 16th man. It's not.
And do you notice that stuff as because obviously, like I've said earlier, you're here, there, and everywhere when you're coaching. Do you notice that?
I can't find space. I'm all over the shop now. I've got to be up there. I've got to get a good view to the game. No, it's that's because I think I've got ADHD, mate. Genuinely, I'm struggling to stay still now. I'm trying to flip my leg. But yeah, it's great on game day. Yes, the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. You can feel the building now. I think there's a fair few hundred in the stand when we're warming up, and the boys are getting claps when they come out. And after the game, when you see all the kids running around from the Super Saturday that the community department's been doing, and all the boys have taken pictures and all that, it's great. It's great to see that. So want to keep promoting that and getting the boys out there as much as we can, because we want to make that connection between the community and the club.
We need to find a permanent place for you to sit next season.
I was hoping.
Do you think it'll ever happen?
No, I don't know. I keep asking.
Yeah, but will you stay there?
Dave, no. I keep asking Dave or Max to build like a little. I don't care, just a little.
They're not
going to
build it if you're not going to stay there.
They can lock me in, and then open up at half time. Yeah,
brilliant.
It's been a good year, mate, and very, very excited for next season as well.
Yeah, big ambitious season. Yeah. I guess go above top 4.
Hopefully, I mean, that's what it is. It's all about improving. I'm not going to say we want to go win the league, and it's just a bit silly because there's a lot of rugby.
We can edit that so it's just like we're going to win the league. Yeah, that's how the video's going to start.
No, but it's one of them, isn't it? Like I mean, I've been involved in successful environments before, and it is such an old cliche, but you got to take week by week, and you got to work consistently and have consistent behaviour throughout the whole year. And I think we've got better at that this season. There's a few times where I think we drop off, and the concentration or the focus of rugby kind of gets pushed to the back, which happens because it's semi-pro as well, don't get me wrong. But I think with the squad that we got now, I think we'll be able to kick on, and if we want to finish better every year, and I think we've done that. I think it was 11th, 5th, 4th, and 4th this year, but I think we've got 12 points better off than we did last season. So it is improvements every year, and we just want to keep that theme going.
Great.
More than anything.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. It's been a good yap, and it's the next season.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, Paul.